Well, hello everybody and welcome back down into the dungeon for a complete look at everything that's going on down here, you know, as is the usual on Sundays. But I think we might be coming to an end on that. It's I don't know, it's getting so regular it's starting to feel a little rut-ish. Today's video is going to be kind of interesting because in an attempt to clean the lens of the camera today to make it a little nicer to watch these videos, I somehow managed to destroy the feedback monitor on my little handy cam, and I can't see anything that's going on anymore. I hope I'm actually in focus and it's actually recording this properly. Really hit or miss right now. I won't know until I get upstairs to the computer, so yeah, here's to hope. Probably going to be doing some more live type videos to keep things flowing over the next little while. Really have no idea what I'm going to do to try and replace this thing, so yeah, things are going to get interesting and the format's going to change a little bit, but whatever, these things do happen. So let's try and take a look around at what's still going on, and hopefully the camera can catch it for you. Yeah. See, what's really fun is when I hold the camera almost pointing straight at the floor, I can actually see on the monitor, so I can see this. Right now we've got the mouse melon. Look at that thing. It is doing so well on that one side, but if we turn it, not so much. So yeah, clearly it likes the spectrum of the fluorescent light, but it needs a little bit more of it. Maybe some reflective surface along the back there. One would think the white of the water heater tank would do something for it, but apparently not. Up in the shelf here we've got some sad looking house plants. Gotta step underneath the fluorescent here. That flaming caddy back there still needs to come out of the terracotta pot, but whatever, you know me, things will get done sooner or later. This mint, scraggly, sad little mint. Not quite sure if I'm going to leave this going or not. I really don't need any more mint, but where there's light shining, there might as well be a plant. This mint desperately needs to be transplanted. So does that one there. It's definitely seen better days. But like I was saying the other day, or I guess last week now, it needs to be just mowed down. This one just needs more soil to hold, more water. A lot of plant to sustain with that little tiny bit of dirt, really. See, down here we've got one of the fallen little azazel type for now plants. Seems to be doing alright. Still want to look into cloning this Marble Queen Pythos here. They're a fun plant. You know, if I could have a few more of them running around like I'd got with these spider plants. These things are just everywhere, and you know what? I'm loving it. Loving it. The Dieffenbachia. Not necessarily looking as happy as I might have hoped, but not necessarily dead yet either. We've got some life in the middle there. This is one of the nicer looking ones, sadly, but we'll look at some of the others in a second here. A couple more spider plants. This is a really weird angle to be working the camera at, but okay. Anyway, down in Dieffenbachia corner we got the lemon tree on the right here. What do you guys think? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen it so happy, so that is fantastic. That Dieffenbachia on the left, grown to the light, looking pretty tall and proud. Good thing I left that one alone. Down here in the multi-planting, we can see up front here that Astrid peperomia did not make it. But so far, everything else seems pretty happy. Those other two Astrids looking good. The three spider plants looking good. Dieffenbachia showing nice signs of growth there. Let's see, the Band-Aid Dief. Pointed upward, you know, it's a good sign. Nothing really coming up at the top where I cut it off, but there is some growth on that smaller one, so there's hope, there's hope. Still waiting for this coffee tree to take up some more space here, but it lived in a little tiny party cup for a really long time, like almost 3 years in that thing, so take your time, you've earned it. Another one of the Dieffenbachia cutting attempts. This was that one with the big chubby chunk of trunk in the middle. I'm hoping it will develop some rootstock from there. One of these days I'll learn to do research before I do projects, but it takes some of the fun out of it. We got another attempted cutting here. This one's in the super size, we'll call it, version of the double cups. Works so well for a lot of plants. Figured I'd give it a try for this. We have 2 deaths that still need to be pulled out. Paper lantern did not make it. That version, that version of the Ahi Panic did not make it. Very tragic. We'll get rid of them soon enough. I'm not entirely sure that the sand dollar is going to make it either. But we'll see. Down here we have the hawthorn berry cuttings. Nice big old thorns on these. But I was noticing the other day, these are still really flexible. So I think they might still be alive, might still be rooting. And I was thinking that about these raspberry canes as well, when I noticed, let's see if I can find it with the camera the way it is right now, way down here. I'm afraid to zoom, so I gotta like move the camera in. Way down here, there is definite growth on that raspberry. And there are a few more of them that, again, I can't really zoom right now, but they're showing me signs of life. So if I had to bet, I'd say that I've got some roots coming in on there, and at least that part of this little experiment has been successful. Very exciting. You never really have too many raspberries kicking around with all the fence line we have to deal with, so yeah. I was hoping to take a nice close look at these little pepper seedlings that are going on here in the tiny double cup thing, but with my camera being the way it is, I'm not even sure you can see them in the camera right now. We've got some larger seedlings. These, all 3 of these are just completely randoms out of the compost. That poor little rosemary cutting. Oh, I sure hope those things do well, because it does not look like the large rosemary plant is coming back to me. In fact, I'd say that's pretty darn dead. Randomness of the houseplant shelf. Constantly rearranging these things, but it's fun, you know? Didn't realize quite so many of the Flaming Caddy cuttings had done so well. Kind of thought I lost a few of them along the way, but apparently not, apparently not. And that little painter's trough of spider plants has been a lot of fun. Trying to pretty much fill it up now with plants and cover up the bare spots, you know? On that little scarecrow and an old planter. Nothing much going on here though. Moving down, got the pitcher plant. Lots of new shoots coming off on there. Notice this leaf here. Hopefully you can see this. Covered with little tiny webbing and dead bugs. Not entirely sure that's how the pitcher plant was supposed to be catching and killing bugs, but I'll take it. Little Starship Troopers there. The only good bug is a dead bug, so having fun with all the toys around here, propping up little bits and pieces of the pitcher plant. The oregano's finally started to get its grow on. I'm so happy about this. Got it weighted down with a couple of chunks of lava rock, hoping that maybe I can root it a little further out, encourage more growth. Thinking, you know, maybe if it's got more roots, it'll grow a little better. One can hope. The ginger that just won't stay dead. Only one of the aphid paintbrushes for me. Aphids don't seem to like the ginger. This has been a good idea so far. The Darwin table, where you can see a wide variety of paintbrushes are utilized in my aphid genocidal rage moments. Anything from a nice broad tip here, you know, to a nice fine tip. When you've got to get right under those delicate little leaves to flick those aphids to the fishy death they deserve, use the right paintbrush. Just saying, for a friend. So we've got some started stuff here. These kale are doing much better now that at least the lead rodent, scout rodent, whatever his level was, that one's gone. So we've been able to harvest a few of these leaves off for the fish, which is good. I'm sure they're getting tired of mint. Sorry for the weird camera angles. I'll get used to it sooner or later. Anyway, yeah, toss those into the fish. Looking along the back at what used to be the windowsill peppers. I believe this is the Ahi Fantasy. Fed a lot of aphids to the goldfish from this one. Looks like there are a couple on here now. So clearly need to do that again. But I'm still kind of thinking I need to go through there and thin that plant out a little bit. Whereas this thing here, I don't know. Might be suffering from too much thinning. Doesn't seem to be doing much growing at the moment. This poor Reaper. Needs a little love. Still with me for now. Definitely fed a lot of aphids from that one. Looking down here though, future aphid farming plants as it were. Finally noticed this morning in the Hungarian yellow wax, I've got a few that are popping up there, so that's kind of exciting. Still nothing representing from the ghost peppers that I saved myself. Such is life. It looks like I've got a lot to transplant from this go anyway, so I can't exactly complain that I'm missing out on one variety, you know? Over here we've got that I guess it's a tiny deep water culture garden at this point. Whatever it is, for the most part the peppers seem to be really liking it. There's nothing coming up in the vermiculite yet, but again, those are home saved seeds from a questionable aged pepper. May not have even been viable. The two on either side of the hole are cuttings from the old El Oro de Ecuador. Doesn't appear to have been great to them. But all of the actual seedlings, compost plants that they are, unknown peppers, they all seem to be doing pretty well. And I am inclined to think they may have grown kind of significantly. Well, maybe not this one here, but this one basically didn't even have true leaves when it came out yet, so yeah. Rescued from rodent damage, that one was. Anywho, so that does seem to be working. Little deep water culture thing that it is. Yes, that leaves us with the source of the funky weird light, the aquaponic garden. Now these things are getting more and more useful these days, aren't they? It's not even safe to have a salad anymore. You know, if you watch the news, lettuce, not safe. Cucumbers, not safe. People wonder why I have a garden in my basement. A clue. Look at that mint. All that mint, perfectly safe. Yeah. The fish like it, the chickens like it, the humans like it. Everybody wins. Yes. The aphids don't like it. So again, everybody wins. I am definitely thinking about expanding this. Kind of just thinking about the lettuce situation, safe salads. Because the herbs are doing well. So I think it's time to move on to other things. I have a bit more equipment around I can still use. I still got to fill these 2 buckets. Recently brought down, oh, totally not showing up well. But anyway, I recently brought down the parsley from the windowsill situation. Got like 9 different little plantings in there. I've been clipping them off to feed to the fish. Again, trying to give them a little bit of variety. Change from the mint. The oregano. A little bit of sage. Some peas. Bananas. My fish have a strange but varied diet. Seems to work. Alright, so click like if you remember how long I've had this garden bed. And or true or false, this garden bed has been around longer than my channel. True or false? For all those who like to gripe about plastics, it does last in a positive way as well as a negative one. I paid $50 for that thing like 7 years ago, and I'm going to be able to grow myself hundreds of dollars worth of salads in it over the winter in Manitoba. Yeah, I know there are damaging effects of plastic and all that, but I'm really finding it hard to find the downside of something that will last when you need to be able to garden at home safely, and yeah. There are 1,000,001 ways to skin a cat, you know, whatever works for you works for you, this works for me. I like the plastics, I'd go with bamboo if I could, but now I'm just babbling. So yeah, anyway, I hope I can edit this all together and create something worth watching, and if I have and you are still watching at this point, I really want to thank you for sticking around. Hopefully I'll be able to get something up, you know, that's kind of what we're used to, but otherwise, yeah, like I said at the beginning of all this, hopefully that clip took. I think we're going to be doing a lot more live-ish type stuff just to keep it going. So, yeah, definitely hit that little bell if you want to be a part of that, because I don't really schedule those things. I just kind of go live, so you'll need that notification to know when it's happening, or you won't know until it's already done. It's just the way it is. I blame YouTube. They found a really interesting way to roll that out. Yes. I've never been good with schedules anyway. On that note, I will see you guys when I can. Take care, everybody.